Aquarius, hello and welcome to your weekly reading for the 6th through the 13th of October. Let's dive right in. Goddess Power Oracle card. We have Mary with Miracles at the bottom of the deck. And honestly, the bottom of the deck cards have been hitting. So we'll get one more just for good measure to see who's carrying that message along with Mary. And in the course of this week, the sun starts at 13 degrees. So this is a net 4 Parvati devotion. So there's a devotion that you guys have to whatever it is that you're working on, likely your beliefs, and this is creating miracles. It's sort of a simple formula to sustain, but oftentimes we get distracted as humans. We get caught up in who did what, who said what, and we turn that judgment that belongs towards the actual action onto the people, which is what creates this karma, this cycle. And perhaps you guys are breaking through. You guys are distilling what it is that you actually vibe with in your beliefs, and this is allowing for you to create ripples that influence your pattern of thought and feeling, which are the only two influences that actually exist according to Saint Germain, a book I read or listened to an audiobook. So for Mary, the empowerment message. Mary, Mother of Miracles, has come to celebrate with you today. She's here to remind you of all of the amazing wonders that are everywhere in your life right now. Look around you, especially at all the synchronistic events that have already taken place. Ever since you were born, events and opportunities have come together to support you, guide you, show you love, and present the world as you see it. Look closely and see the hand of the divine working on your behalf. You are a powerful co-creator, and so you are responsible and accountable for the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that seed your field of dreams. Remember, miracles are an uncanny evidence that from the invisible world, life springs into form without any reasonable cause for the effect. And this is where sometimes people would think, it doesn't make sense that such and such has to happen. Why do we experience pain? I would just suggest that you focus on what you can control. When the feelings arise, you have a devotion to tending to yourself, to making sure that you feel your way through it and you feel your way through the other side, to where you abstract the blame, pointing the finger, even taking like revenge or actions that would dilute your manifest potential, because it's like a snare. You know, if you practice sewing, sometimes the threads get caught and they form a knot, and that knot is that tension of, you know, wanting to look back and figure out who was the cause or who did what, when really we could just let that go at this point. Mary gave birth as the great goddess was shown to do long before the Christian myth of Mary became real. She too proved herself to be the very essence of creation itself. In this moment, Mary reminds you of those miracles that you too can call into being. You don't need a cause or any evidential fact or calculation to believe and then see that miracle rise up in the conditions of your life. When Mary appears, you are reminded that you will never run out of miracles, Aquarius. So for Parvati, I want to read the alignment message. I feel like that's going to work really well this week. So for Parvati, the goddess Parvati comes now to offer her help because blind faith in others is not serving you, and devotion to something undeserving may be showing up in your life. Ask yourself why you are so committed to someone or something you know deep down will fail you. Are you afraid of seeing things as they are? What if you let go and allow for a higher force to guide you to the right people, places, and things that are in your highest good? Can you remember when the devotion to this ultimate spiritual partnership was reciprocated? Consider what happens when you place your attention only on money, status, ambition, and power. The world becomes narrow and you lose connection to a higher existence and your greater good. The goddess Parvati offers this alignment task. Get your spiritual life in order. Make prayer and meditation part of your daily routine. And I would advise you do that for at least this week, but the ideal time frame is 90 days if you want any changes to really stick and you want to see how you evolve. 90 days is a very doable number of days. It's about, gosh, is it a fourth of a year? So it's something that you do maybe through a quarter and you see how it influences you. You could start today. 5 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes. We don't need to get into the hour-long or the 10-day silent retreat, but that's something to also consider. Warriors. The goddess Parvati offers an alignment task. Get your spiritual life in order. Act as if you believe that what is for you will not go past you, and that what must proceed will do so without your interference. You will be amazed at how everything falls into place. The goddess Parvati reminds you that you are loved and cherished. Cool. So the sun moves from 13 degrees to 20 degrees, and the moon moves from Scorpio into your sign. So on the 13th, it's so funny, the week starts at 13 degrees and we finish on the 13th. So this is like a double take that you guys might be having to relinquish control, I would say, over who delivers the miracle into your life, like how things come into being. And I sense that if you let go this week, if you just focus on creating miracles, feeling good, dropping the blame, whenever we find ourselves in a state inside, it's a very internal, subjective, individual process, but untangling those threads of emotion and tension, resentment, and honestly, anything that you would not want to see return to you, you have to clear it out, because thought and feeling really do create our reality, according to what I've studied and according to what I've experienced. After I've started shifting my inner dialogue and I've stopped going over who wronged me, who did me dirty, I've started to see things come together very seamlessly. And there's a devotion that is a part of that, a sacred devotion, a sacred attunement to your heart, to your own well-being, and not into what others are going to show up and do to make your life better. We have the initiation, a rite of passage, and crossing the threshold. So it feels like maybe you are going through a trial and error period. You're starting to see how to formulate your faith, how to formulate trust, and make it something that you can repeat on a daily basis. So interesting, we got Truth and the Lovers with, oh wow, the One, Agape, Athletia. So in between the black and white, there's that gray, which is the truth, the unseen, and the lover. Wow. Yeah, again, a lot of relationship stuff, because right now Venus is in Scorpio, so that forms your 10th house of legacy, career, ultimately what you want to leave behind in the world. It also represents your opposite gender parent that raised you. So for women, it's the father, for men, it's the mother, and how that lineage is going to be continued through your works, through who you are, through who you allow for yourself to be. And let's get a Magdalene Mystique, and then I'll dive into these well-known archetypes. Queen of the Sun, nothing is lost that cannot be found. Well, you guys got an interesting reading, huh? Okay, I see it. So just to keep in mind, Pluto's going to station direct this week. It's going to station direct on the 11th. So that is, I don't have the chart open. Friday, Venus Day. Pluto will station direct during the season of Venus, during Libra season, from 29 degrees and 39 seconds. Aquarius, that forms your 12th house. So a lot of this could be very subtle. It could be coming through a project that is due, and you have been struggling to hear back from like reputable companies, and you want funding, or you keep getting these opportunities that start out amazing, but then there's like some catch, some snare. So just getting back down to the thought and the feeling, especially before you go to sleep, entering that sleep state with pleasure, with joy, with heart coherence, is going to tremendously accelerate whatever it is you got going on, and make things work out in a way that is really just like, slicing that cake, and like everyone gets a slice, everyone's a part of the process of what's coming through, you get to improve not only your life but the lives of others. It feels like you're fostering community in new ways because of this, your 11th house being the traditional 10th house. So it's like you guys are getting right with society in ways that are shifting trajectories for a lot of people. And you know, it's just focusing your intention on miracles and being devoted to not having attachments as to how it comes in, and just allowing for yourself to be of service rather than needing to be something or someone because of what has been said or what others have believed about you, or you know, how you felt whenever, you know, things didn't go your way, or maybe you had harsh judgment from, you know, a board or some previous like organization that could have offered you patronage, whether that be like a residency or a company, and you had an internship with them or something. So let's get into these wild unknown archetypes. The Lover is who I saw first. And it could have been through like a traditional marriage relationship as well. The heart, the beloved, the devoted. Again, that devotion comes through. So yeah, you might have had a very painful separation, or something that, you know, it's not recent. It's in the past couple of years. So even if you have a partner now, it's not coming up like in that way, but it's something that might be an undercurrent of difficulties that you have in this current relationship, or this current residency, is the way a professor spoke to you, or someone who had authority and they were abusing their authority. So this is what the Lover has to say. When light, connection, expansion, devotion, and awe. When dark, indulgence, attachment, and obsession. The Lover archetype is present everywhere, not just where conventional forms of pleasure and beauty are found. The Lover's awe is unconditional. When you hold someone's gaze for several moments, you will feel the Lover within you awaken. It's common to seek the Lover in another. The true gift is finding the Lover in yourself. And that's where Athletia comes in. I'm not going to read the whole card's description today, unless if it's the one. Athletia is truth, so this is the one for me. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all of the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Athletia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Athletia by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. That's what I feel like you guys are up for this week, is just allowing for the truth to flow through you as an open, radiant conduit of the divine, and we are just allowing. So if you need help, watch Sandra Walters. She has a lot of downloads and intelligence for shifting through what she calls realms or feeling states of embodying emotion. The Athletia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Ooh, I love that you guys got the unseen. We'll go to that one next. Reclaiming your own truth from that devotion and being devoted maybe to pleasing or being pleasurable for other people is a big one. And it's a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings, set it free. So we have agape, devotion, unconditional love. We have devotion a lot this week for you guys. When light, service, reverence, honor, and joy. When dark, spiritual bypassing and righteousness. All right. Agape can also be felt as an overwhelming love of family, partner, community. Recognize it by a deep swell of gratitude. So look for that this week and know that that's exactly where you're supposed to be delivering this completely transparent, devotional sharing of who you are. And you could be devoted to expressing your heart. I would say that that's like the most simple way of doing and fulfilling your objective for this week. So let's get to the one. Non-duality, one love, unus mundus. When light serves, loves, accepts, resonates. When dark ignores, omits, excludes. And I would even say objects to feeling this unity, because you guys know that maybe there are parts of you that feel really alien, really other. And you still have to stand in those. You have to be a representative of that completely and give yourself over to it, because you are allowing for your truth to be seen and felt, and other people can then start to tell their own stories. So we can start to let go of these ancestral tendencies to hide who we are for the sake of being, not being shunned, for the sake of not being excluded from the group, for the sake of survival. We want to thrive now. We are entering a Renaissance period as a human species. Okay. Our ability to experience this archetype of the one firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The one is both the energy that unites all living beings and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This archetype eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy, yet when we are in the midst of its power of truth, I would say, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness, and we are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is, the precious knowing that life is a gift, and that we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. Ooh, big week. So the suggestion to go deeper with this is James Turrell, The Color Inside. I would look that up. James Turrell is a Taurus. He's a Grandmaster Taurus, 15-degree Taurus sun, and that is representing your emotional foundation. So go for James Turrell. Look him up. The Color Inside. And we have the Unseen. The spirit, the ancestor, the eternal. Wow. When light, clairvoyant guidance, whispers of wisdom. When dark, looming energy, unwillingness to forgive. Whoa. Guidance comes in many forms. Don't expect it to be glittery or comfortable. The spirit world speaks the truth. Sometimes it soothes, and sometimes it burns. I wonder if that's like you burning with a passion, because you might have this like feverish need to express yourself and to shine really brightly this week, and it's going to just take fearlessness that you guys are going to really have to decide with that Uranus at 26 degrees in your 4th house that you can manage your emotions. You can step up to the challenge. So Queen of the Sun, nothing is lost that cannot be found. What you perceive as gone may be retrieved if sought, bearing in mind that lost items may change form, appearance, or condition. Okay. Be open to your search, and when you find what you seek, accept its transformation. Change may be the only constant, so that's allowing for whatever is for you to come through in a new form, in a new way. And maybe even sharing your gifts in a non-attachment, and a method of not being attached to the outcome. So change may be the only constant, but it's often hard to adjust to. Persevere and embrace change in its current configuration. You guys have a big week, so This is a rite of passage week, Aquarius. You guys can handle it. Prayer, meditation, and solitude. If all else fails, get to your journaling, make time for that meditation, and give it 90 days. Let me know. Leave me a comment if you are up for that challenge of a 90-day meditation sequence. I'm wishing you all the best, and thank you so much for watching. Go on ahead and watch your moon and your rising sun if you watch this for your sun. And then for those of you all wanting to go deeper, I would look at your chart under equal. It's something you can do on astro.com. You just change the chart settings and either Coke or equal, because Coke will show you which houses are the most narrow. And because you all rule the 11th house, I would also say look at the 5th house too, because those two support each other on the zodiac wheel. Thank you so much. Watch both of those readings. I'll do a condensed form for TikTok. I will also have a 15-second version on YouTube by the end of this week. And Aquarius, until next time, aloha.